everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kelly and Andy McPhee.
That's amazing. I'm glad you got to see Hollywood. I've been there twice when I was when I was 8 years old and went to Disneyland. And then I recently went there and I went there in 2022 and got to meet my friend, actor Andy McPhee. And he actually attended one of the Oscars because his young son Cody was nominated for an Oscar for the Power of the Dog movie. But the evening got overshadowed by the thing that happened.
Oh yes, yeah, that would have been. What was that?
Watch this. That gives you the hint.
Yeah, yep. Yes.
Yeah. But it was pretty interesting to see what the Hollywood industry looks like. I got to see all the stars and I got to see the Hollywood sign.
Wow.
And I even visited a couple houses that were the locations of some classic films, you know.
We just had the ACTRA Awards over here in Australia up at Brisbane, and that's another thing as well. You know, one day hopefully we'll get seen and be able to, you know, in our own country, you know, maybe sit there and be part of the ACTRA Awards. It'll be amazing. But you've got to have goals, and you've got to have, you know, you've got to see vision, because if you don't see the potential, then that also helps you, you know, with your goals and what you're working towards as well. So it's one thing about talking about it, and the other part is how do you make it into action if you really want to do it. And that's what I've noticed being Eliza's mum. When Eliza really wants to do something, there's a very different level of energy and a different level of persistence that you see in Eliza as well. And this is something that you've always kept coming back to me about, you know, about the acting. I thought it might have just fizzled off after the years, but if anything, it's been stronger, hasn't it? Yeah.
Glad to hear that. And you know, the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I have a lot of friends that are in the film industry in both California and even out in Australia. And I know a couple people. What was that?
Oh, okay. You might be able to set us up then, Doug.
I was just going to mention that there's a couple people there that are currently making movies, like short films, and even one that I think is in theaters. So, you know, there's people out there that are, you know, looking for anything, you know, regarding acting and actresses. And, you know, you need to keep, I think that one way to do it is for you guys to keep your eyes out for any listings for an actress or an actor, you know.
Yeah,
we do as well. And I think with our YouTube channel, like over in America in particular, it's obviously a much bigger landscape as well. The YouTubers are really quite successful, I find, you know what I mean, over there. In Australia, it's a bit much more harder as well. So for us being a much smaller, you know, a place.
Our actors go over to America.
Yeah, as well. But even with the YouTube channel, like there's some like we're doing something very unique. Like we're claiming that we've started the first Australian YouTube channel where it's obviously hosted by an autistic female as well, but it's also aimed at kids that are neurodiverse. So everything about it. And the big thing that we do in our channel is for Eliza always to be herself. So it's not like a rehearsed thing, because we don't want to. It's not like an actor where you rehearse something, you get it right and it looks good, and then you take takes. We want people to see Eliza's authentic self. So if she's struggling, it's a natural struggle. If she's made a mistake, it's a natural mistake. And we think that's okay. And we think kids need to see that, because if kids don't see it, then they're constantly trying to think that they've got to, you know, that everyone's better than them, or they're better talkers. So for Eliza, you know, things don't come out well, or she takes more time to think. We want kids to see that, because that's her natural way that she learns. And many kids on the spectrum out there, or you know, developmental delays, will take longer to process things. So that's been a key in our work on our YouTube channel. Have you ever seen any of our stuff that we've done, Doug? Or?
I saw a couple clips, although I can't think of them at the top of my
Yeah.
head, but yeah, I think you have potential and that channel has potential as well, but it's most importantly about you, be yourself. Because if you try to compare yourself to others or compare yourself to anything other than you, that can make life difficult.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
make sure that you have that self-love.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.